Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. I just wanted to make a quick little dual coil for you. Quick little dual coil for you guys. Is that okay? Little dual fused coil. How's everyone doing? Big news! Big news, guys. Big news. I was gonna go tri-core, but I didn't feel like I just wanted something quick because we're gonna be building the Griffin. Oh wait, the Griffin. Friend of the show sent one in. You guys remember the Griffin? I talk about it all the time. One of my all-time favorite tanks. And someone sent me a message was like, look, I got Griffins still in the box with accessories. Do you want them? And I was like, I don't want to take your Griffin, man. I was like, I don't want to take your Griffins, but if you're giving Griffins away, I'll take them. I'll just take the Griffin. So this kind soul sent them over. And we're gonna see if the Griffin was actually good or if it was just placebo. If I'm just looking back on it at like rose tinted glasses, I want to see if it was actually good or not. I have two Griffins here. I have a 25mm version as well as a 22mm version. All right, we got some wire. So we can build it. And then I'm gonna show you the expanded DIYorDIE member. First, let me just straighten this bad boy out. Because there is a new member amongst us. There is a new member. Ooh, fuck that up. You know, I'll just straighten. I'm not worried about the coil being too perfect. I just wanted something to get in there. I'll straighten that out later. Or I'm not worried about straightening it out. It's fine. It's good enough. Good enough, right? Where is this supposed to go? All right, let's build this up. Now, this is a dual coil RTA. I'm not exactly sure if I want to go dual coil on it or if I just want to go single coil. Because I did used to go dual coil. Where's the second cam? You can see this is the deck that, like, I don't know. Would you call this like a velocity deck? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I'd call this a velocity deck or not. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would call this a velocity deck. It kind of is because it has like the 4 posts or the 2 posts. It's like that sort of like velocity deck design. And when I did build the Griffin, when I used to build it, I did put 2 coils in it. Oh, this is kind of annoying. This autofocus is not very good today. Maybe it's this fucking it up. So Griffin 25 Plus was awesome. I still have one. Today's coils would be a tight fitting one. Yeah, well, that's why I just did a dual core fuse clapped in with 28 and 38. Very small wire. Very, very small wire. Very, very small wire. Easy to make. Anyone can do it. It takes 2 seconds to do. hold your wire spool a lot further away. It makes it a lot easier. You don't need to jerk the wire out. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I usually do hold it a little too close. I mean, I think I'd just go dual coil. I didn't make much wire. I really didn't make much wire. It should be enough for 2 coils, I think. Maybe let's make one first. Let's just make one first. So how you guys been? How's everything been? Let's see, let's go this way. It's kind of a 5 wrap. Let's see if I can make another one. No, I don't know if I have enough for another one. I underestimated how much I would need. Let's see. Where the fuck did it go? No, I don't know. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a tight one. 2, 4. You know what? I might just. No. Let's see. You know what? I might just have enough. It's a little fucked up though. Alright, let's just do single coil. We'll just do single coil. So it comes with this thing, it comes with this like stopper, which is pretty cool. It did smell like there was e-liquid put through this one. Some sort of like candy or citrus. This is interesting. I'm not really sure how to plug this up. I guess it just goes like this. Or does this come down on it or in some way? You should be able to just plug it up. Hold on, let's try this maybe. Maybe this ring comes off. I don't know if you guys can see it. This like ring comes off. So now I guess you just put it like that. It's kind of cool. And then the ring goes over top maybe. There we go. It's kind of cool. Very fine threads. Very fine threads. Yeah, I'm like crunching the threads. This is difficult. My fingers aren't dexterous enough. There we go. Okay, see the problem is you can't do it. You have to put the coil in first. Alright, now we know. You can't do this like this. You have to put the coil in first because then you can close it down. Alrighty then. Let's put her in. Let's put her in. It's so hard to line this up. Let's put her in first. I need like a better screwdriver set. I really don't like this screwdriver. So the posts are pretty wide, I just realized. They're actually quite wide. You want to get it pretty tight, and then you're going to yank it out. All right, they're in there. They're in there. So like this lead kind of being out of the way is kind of annoying. So if I yank it, it's gonna kind of pull too far away. Building the Griffin. Oh, I remember these days. I remember these days. I remember these days. There's room. There's enough room. 0.3. When we pulse it, let's see. All right, I'll be right back. I'll wash my hands. Hey, my other camera turned off? The fuck? Mom. Is it healthy up? Is she up? Goalposts? Yeah. Goalposts. I mean, I think the traditional moniker is the velocity style. We like to pay homage to the pioneers, you know? I don't know how much cotton I'm supposed to use. Not quite sure. It's been a while since I wicked an RTA. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I wicked an RTA. Cause it's not like a crazy Clapton, so I guess it doesn't have to be too tight. See, that feels too loose. Feels too loose. That feels good. Now what? Now what? So like, do you trim it to like the deck, I'm assuming? You essentially want these like straws. Right? These are essentially just little straws. Go like that. Seems pretty good. Seems like a little much on one side here. Another thing about RTAs is like, if you don't get the wicking right, man, you're in for a bad time. But I think we're okay. So build experience on this is quite advanced, I would say. This is quite advanced. You know? So I'm assuming you just put this ring down. You see what I'm doing? You just kind of put that ring down. And then just shove these in. There's little channels for that. I feel like that's going to get clogged. So I'm going to cut more off. Uh-oh. That actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. You guys excited for the Birds Chiefs Super Bowl? I know I am. I know most people aren't. Everyone wanted to see a Lions-Bills Super Bowl. It's never going to happen, guys. Those two teams are destined to lose forever. Okay, so this is upside down. That's kind of annoying. There's no real way to tell if it's upside down. Okay, this ring is easily the most frustrating part of this. What the fuck? Is it upside down? It has to be, because it ain't going down that way. What the fuck? All right, we got it. We got her. So let's push these in. We got to make sure our airflow is unimpeded. You guys wonder why I don't build RTAs, huh? I mean, I guess. I guess. Looks fine to me. Dude, this ring is fucking crooked. This ring is annoying. Is it in now? Alright, there we go. After I got all my finger juice all over my coil. Very nice. And then half of the cotton gets kind of caught in the ring here. That seems to be fine. Is it not going to flood? Oh yeah, no. No, we stop it up. We stopping it up. Let's add some juice. Give her some pre-fires. It's pretty tight in there. I don't know how well this is gonna work. It's pretty tight. I guess once there's juice in there, it should be fine. Mind you, I used to do this with a 22mm. I never really used a 25. I don't think. I could be wrong. Wait, what's the meter? It's about a 0.4. We got liftoff. Obviously, we're using the bacon prime. Hopefully, there's no break-in. That is tight. That is tight. That's quite tight. Yikes. Doesn't seem like it's touching. It's a little too tight for my liking. It's not touching, but... I mean, it's close. It's fucking close. I mean, it's about as... It's close. Well... For science, we're just gonna try it anyway. Now this thing, there we go. We want to open those juice wells up. Nice. I forget exactly how this even works. This top comes off, right? Yeah, this goes like this. This screws into the top. Okay. Okay. Let's throw some juice in her. Placing an order from VSO. Try their pumpkin. Their pumpkin's really good. Try the... There's a bunch. There's a bunch of good ones that VSO has. I'm not the best VSO guy to ask. You want to ask the Facebook group. The noted crew will help you with that. They'll give you a better rundown. Okay. We're all juiced up. We got some leakage, that's okay. I have no idea how to open this juice well properly without unscrewing the tank. So that's a little tricky. Why does this camera keep going out? What the fuck? Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. All right, we got this bad boy back in. Shout out SX Mini. We also got a new mod that I'm gonna talk about too. They also sent me a new mod, really, really cool. I got the dead rabbit on top right now. I've been using that. It's been great. I like the dead rabbit. You guys were right. I was wrong. The dead rabbit was good. How many people you know on the internet will admit that they were wrong and that you were right? Explain. Show me one person. This looks pretty cool. This looks like a cool little setup. Huh? That looks kind of cool. It's huge. Very 2017. That's a 2017, 2016 looking device. That's pretty cool. You know what? Let's give her a vape. Whoa, that's way too high. Way too high. Let's go to 50 watts. It's a 0.4. Let's let that break in a bit. You know what's been happening? My nose has been bleeding so much because it's been so dry in my house. So we have the fucking air down here is like so strong. So I've been doing tons of saline, Afrin. I got humidifiers everywhere. I should probably turn that on. The only problem is I don't want to get any of the equipment around here wet or like misty. So far so good. So far so good. The flavor's muted. I mean, I'm not getting much like right when you pull up the dead rabbit, you're getting good flavor. You know what I mean? There's really nothing, there's really no second guessing it. I guess what I can try to do here, like this is a tight little condensed little chamber that it's got. And that's pretty good. Like that's where you want that most of that flavor is in that like tight compressed chamber. The problem comes with, I find, is that indirect airflow just doesn't really do that well. Let's kind of slam it down a little bit. Flavor's good though. I do think you have to go dual coil to get the best flavor. You probably do have to go dual coil in this. I should have just made a little bit longer of a wire. I should have made about that much wire. That would give me 2 coils, maybe about a foot of wire. I made more around like 8 to 10 inches. Oh man, this brings me back, guys. This brings me back. Same over here, man, so dry. Yeah, it's been such a problem. So listen to this. So one night, I was sleeping. I don't know if I told this story here. I don't think I did. I was sleeping in the middle of the night. I feel my nose like filling up, and I'm thinking it's snot. Like my sinuses are clearing, and like I can feel like the snot going through my throat and like clearing, and I'm like, oh, this feels good. Like I'm getting like all this like extra air to breathe. This feels awesome. And I'm like, mind you, I'm sleeping. I'm like barely awake at this point. So I'm just like swallowing it and swallowing it. And then after like 2 minutes of just straight like feeling it drain and then swallowing it, feeling it drain, swallowing it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I get up and I like wipe my nose and I realize it's bleeding and it's just fucking gushing blood. I must have drank about a cup of like straight blood that night. So then I get up, I'm like, oh my God, my nose is so like fucked up. Mind you, I realized what happened was like about a few nights before, I was like picking my nose and I must have busted a blood vessel or something, and that's why it's been like opening up with this dry air and stuff, and it's just been causing me problems because I busted when I was picking my nose, and it started, that was the first time it started bleeding, was after I picked my nose there, and like I was in there, I was like so I must have drank like a cup of blood. It took like 20 minutes to finally get that to stop, and then afterwards I was like, all right, I have to go, we have to buy humidifiers, I need to buy all the nose stuff that I need. I need the Afrin. Afrin is good. You don't use this all the time. You guys probably know. This is good when you have a nosebleed. So when your nose starts bleeding, you just do a couple squirts in there and it just immediately stops. And then you just close your nose for a bit and then it like tightens up the blood vessels up there. And ever since then, I've been managing it pretty well. Sporadically, if I like fuck my nose up or something, or if I accidentally touch it, it kind of fucks it up a little bit, But yeah, the air down here, like there's a vent there, a vent there. That whole room is vented. So there's so much dry air down here. It's just been a problem. My girl knows there's a murder scene the other morning. Yeah, do you guys use, it's so weird not to drip. I'm so used to dripping. Do you guys use a humidifier or anything? So now I'm starting to get that quintessential tank flavor where it's like the coil is like on the verge of drying out. You know what I mean? You can like feel the coil starting to dry out. You can start to feel a little bit of like a burn. So this juice, I would say, this just should be fine in here. You really do want like strong flavors in these type of devices, I find. It just works a lot better. Because you do get such a muted experience. And this isn't as muted as other RTAs. Some RTAs that I use, I'm like, how does anyone vape this? It's so muted. It's just so lackluster. It's so fluffy. Not in a good way. You know, it's fluffy in like a wispy way. This is pretty good. This actually has like a good amount of density to it. It's just the tops are just kind of muted. And I shouldn't say the tops, like all of the flavor notes are just kind of compressed a little bit, and you're just not getting that full open experience that you do from like a direct airflow RDA. Now that could go away with another coil in there, but from what I remember, it doesn't go away as much. I do remember specific juices being better in the Griffin. It is nice to just have juice and not have to drip all the time. What the hell am I going to put in the 22? I guess I'm just going to have to put something small in there. Maybe a 4 wrap and just like really slam it tight. The thing is, I don't want my resistance to be too low. I'll figure it out later. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I mean, I could use this. It's definitely usable. I do like a frosted glass too. I should have used the frosted glass here. I do like that frosted look. I think that will look clean with this SX Mini. All right, let's show you my new mod. So SX sent out a new mod. I think this is the MQ class. Look at this little fucker. That's a Hadley on top for as a size reference. A size reference, that's a Hadley on top. Very small, single 18650. But mind you, it's not a DNA. Okay, this is a Yee chip. So you're gonna get the absolute max out of your battery. So you gotta have good batteries. But they will give you the absolute maximum. You just tightened it down, a little screw at the bottom. And this thing is so cool. This needs to be re-wicked. I got it at 60 watts. That's the max that it does is 60 watts. So like a 0.2 is probably pretty good on there. You could probably go a little higher. 0.3 might serve you a little bit better. Anything lower than like a 0.2 I wouldn't really use on this device. But look how cute that, I mean, that's like, this is what I like. Okay, this is what I like. So it kind of gives me Vapor Shark vibes. I do like that Vapor Shark design. You know what I'm saying? Vapor Shark vibes. Just like super small, easy. You just press a button. There's buttons to change your wattage and you press a button and it goes, right? Very small, very portable. I think it looks really clean with the Hadley on top. Boom. This thing rocks. I really do like this thing. Now, the reason why I don't use it as much as this one, I really like the trigger fire. This is my favorite mod. I mean, the SX Mini is my favorite mod. I'm sorry, the whatever this is called. What the fuck is it called? The SL class. This is the SL class. This is V2. So the second version of the SL class. I'm pretty sure that's what I had last time. It's my favorite mod. I love the feel of it. Plus the single 26,650. Is that what it is? 21,650 or whatever. 22,650. You know, the thicker ones. That lasts all day. No questions asked. Even into the second day a bit. The way that I vape. Right? I don't vape like super low resistances and pushing at like 100 watts. I'm around like 70 watts all day. And this, you know, this will last all day strong, giving me the 100% output all day. This is good, but you're just not getting the same experience. This battery dies a lot faster. You might want to, like, if you're going to take this out for the day, you might want to carry another battery in your car or something, or in your purse. I just picked up the Ambition Mods K1 Mod DNA thing is the smallest mod. Let me look that up. Never heard of that. Ambition Mod K1. Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. This is up my alley. This thing looks pretty cool. You guys can take a look on your own. I don't want to show it on camera, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same type of device. Super tiny, single 18650, 60 watt, but that is a DNA board. I'm just not, I'm, you know, not the biggest DNA guy. Not the biggest DNA guy. It is what it is, okay? I've tried. It doesn't quite work for me. They all just kind of suck for me. There's a little close up there. Pretty cool device. I like it a lot. I think they did a good job on this. I think black and silver probably would look better, but the silver and silver looks cool. And this is like what the chip looks like. Very simple. No frills. I think it does have some sort of, you know, technology in there, but nothing crazy. Nothing insane. Yeah, it's great. Works great. Yeah, I'm getting a little burning there. But it's working. It is working. Cool. Cool, guys. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to show you guys something. BRB. BRB, my friends. I got something else to show you. We got a second little one. A second one has reached. Oh, she doesn't. She's like pissed at me right now. She's a very grumpy baby. Much grumpier than Isla was. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? I woke her up from her slumber. So this is Penelope. She was born... When was she born, Kate? What day was that? I don't remember. January 24th. January 24th? January 24th. Here she is. Perfect little C-section baby. Little C-section, perfect round C-section head. Now, you might notice... much whiter than Isla. She's a white girl. She actually might even have blue eyes. Her eyes, obviously babies come out and their eyes are like grayish blue. But I do not remember Isla's eyes being this blue. So that would be crazy. Her hair is even kind of lighter. It's like a brownish. Oh, she did a little smile. She did a little smile. But you can see, like, she's very fair. I mean, I don't know if the light can tell, but... she's my little Penelope. She's been, she kept us up all night last night because she has reflux, just like Isla did. So after she eats, she's just like a mess. She does not like to be on her back at all. It takes a very long time to get her to, like, relax. So hopefully that doesn't last for too long. But there she is, guys. This is what we've been up to. It's finally done. And we're done. We're done, guys. We did our 2 and 2. We're 2 out of 2. That's it. No more. No more. I have 2 girls. Buckle up, Wayne. Oh, dude. So the first one, I was like, this one's it's a breeze to have a kid. Having 2 kids is there's much more. I am much more involved. Let's put it that way. There's so much more involved. So, like, if you guys remember, I didn't sleep until 3, 4 a.m. every night. Okay, I was a night owl. Those days are long gone. Okay, I'm up at 8 a.m. every morning. I have to get out of school now. I take her to school while she sleeps with her mama. And then, because they're up all night eating and doing whatever. So, dealing with that. And that has completely changed my way of life. That has completely changed. Not having those extra hours at night has been... Honestly, I hate it, to be honest. I'm a night guy. I like the nighttime. I think the nighttime is way better. From the one I didn't go through labor, that was a breeze. So this was like, go get snipped, I highly recommend. Well, she got taken care of. I don't remember what they do, but while they're in there and they do the C-section, they're also like, we can also take care of, they call it sterilization. So she got sterilized afterwards. Because they're already in there. And I'm not getting snipped. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'll never get snipped. It'll never happen. I've never really had major surgery. I'm too scared. That's one thing that I'm too, like, that is like my biggest fear is like a major surgery. Poking around in there. And she was awake the whole time, mind you. When you do a C-section, you have to be awake. It's craziness. It's absolute insanity. It was fast. So we scheduled this one, scheduled C-section, January 24th. We were there. They called us the night before and they were like, look, you guys can come in early and we can take care of you guys even earlier. So we got there at like 6 a.m. What time did the baby come out? 11? Oh, 9? So the surgery started at 9? So like once they pulled me into, once they were like, okay, once they took her, I waited for like maybe a half an hour and then they brought me in. And then within like 5 minutes, they pulled her right out. It's crazy. It's so it's like scheduling a haircut. So much faster. If you guys remember, the Isla's birth was a disaster. I mean, it was everything that could have went wrong with her birth. I made a vlog about it and I've talked about it before and you guys can go watch it if you're interested in that. But that was like a complete nightmare. Completely different with her. It was so easy, so quick. Kate had a little bit of extra pain a little bit afterwards, but nothing that some oxy couldn't take care of. And yeah, now here we go. Little Penelope. Little P. Her nickname? P. Penny. Poppy. No one really likes Penny, but I sometimes call her that. Poppy as in Poppy. But she's very good. She's a very sweet little angel. She loves to like cuddle. Isla doesn't like to cuddle, this one does. And this is what we've been up to, guys. Dealing with a brand newborn. So yeah. Getting snipped was nothing, done in 10 minutes. Really? They don't even put you under for, I would have to go under. I can't, I don't even like when the dentist touches my teeth when I can't feel it. You know what I mean? That shit bugs me out. I'm too scared. I can't even imagine. Maybe just because I don't know what the numbing feels like. That's spooky. Too spooky. No, they didn't tie her tubes. They like took them out because there's like a way less risk of like ovarian cancer to just take them out. So they just take them out. And we're done. We're not having no more. That's it. That's it. No more. It's kind of interesting and because they call it sterilization, and when you hear it like that, you're like, ugh, I'm gonna be sterilized. But they do give you like a bunch of like right up until they do it, they're like he peeks over the curtain like as they're poking around in your stomach, and then he's like, okay, we're gonna take your things out. You have a chance to say no. Like if you really regret this decision right now, you can say no. So they give you a bunch of chances to opt out. Which is pretty cool. You can go under if you want, but that's weak sauce. I'd have to go under for a week. You'd have to put me in a coma. I've never had any sort of surgery like that, so I don't even know. Maybe I'd be fine. But I don't gotta worry about that. I'm donezo with that. Unless there's some like reason I'd have to do that. They can't remove her ovaries? Did they remove your ovaries? What did they do? Kate. Oh, you're right. The tubes. They just take the tubes out. I don't know what tubes. Don't ask me. There's a bunch of tubes down there. Who knows which ones they take? Your fallopian tube? I don't know. The needle in the sack. I seen a ghost and talked to God. Yo, chill. I seen a ghost. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, a bunch of you guys are had a vasectomy, huh? Good for you guys. Good for you guys. Well, we're done. We're done with our... I'm excited for her to kind of start getting a personality and like... Honestly, I'm excited for her to kind of reach Isla's age. That's when it's the most fun, I think. It's fun. The baby period is fun, but it is like so much. You're just so locked that like, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. We can't go to like a Super Bowl party. We have a newborn. You know what I mean? How close are you to calling her frame stable walker? Well, there was a name that popped into my head right before. Winter Walker. And I was this close from switching it up. Because it was Penelope for a while. But right at the end, I was like, Winter. Both our kids are winter babies. She would be the ideal, she would be the main, and she's fair-skinned. It would have been perfect, Kate. Winter Walker. I had to get snipped 2 times. Wait, you can get snipped and then reverse it? I didn't even know that's possible. Alright, let me go get her out of here. I don't like the kids down here. Skeeves me out. Too many chemicals. I'll be right back. Winter Walker sounds like something out of Game of Thrones. That's where my mind was at. Game of Thrones, that type of world. Winter Walker, the Winter Walker. But aren't they the bad guys in Game of Thrones? I forget. Let's hit the Griffin. Not bad. I think it just needs to pull through a little bit. I remember the Griffin needing some catch-up time. I do remember that. It's getting better. It is getting better. All right, so we're back. I know we were supposed to come back last week, but I needed another week off. Put it that way. But we are back, and I remind you, the website will have 1 new recipe a week on top of whatever we do in live mixing. So in terms of the DIY Live, like this show, the idea is any DIY stuff. So coil building, RDA building. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do now that we have like the coil set up. There's some things I kind of want to change about it, but overall it's going to be a lot. It's just going to be a variety show of like mods, RDAs, building coils, making e-liquid, of course, and just kind of having fun and hanging out with you guys on a Friday afternoon. That's has been like the ideal portion of like where I wanted the show, and I think we've gotten to a good groove of producing that. But I do want to make sure that we kind of get a lot more content in terms of for newer mixers. There's a bunch of newer people that you can see them in the Facebook group, and they pop up in here and there, and you know they kind of want to get involved. So it's a good way to do that. So if you guys have ideas for like profiles that you want to see, I'm going to be honest, I'm having trouble of like coming up with like recipe ideas. Like even on like when I'm working with someone, I'm like, damn man, I'm blank. I feel like I've done everything in every situation, which is just not true. It's just not even close to true. The problem is like my flavor bias and like what I like, I've done those, like those I already know like the back of my hand, right? My head goes into like a few different places when I want to make something for myself. And that just becomes like a little bit of an issue because I'm going to make another R x 4 or another strawberry or another custard, you know what I mean? Which are fine because those are popular, but for the most part, I would like profile ideas and ideas like on like what people are mixing. Why don't I ask you? Make e-liquid Bella concentrate? No, we're actually, you bring up a good point. I do want to. I feel like we've gotten. There's like the last year or two, the last 2 years, there's been an explosion of flavorings. So many flavorings have come out. So many Wonder flavors, so many SSA flavors, so many Flavor flavors, so many flavor art flavors. Capella, I mean, I just got new Capella stuff in that you guys don't even, they're not even like available to people. Like insane amounts of flavorings. So I feel bad for people that aren't in DIY, that don't get to experience like what we get. Like we get so much fun stuff to play around with. And I think a big problem of that is that there is like that paralysis of choice, right? There's just so much. I really do want to focus on like whittling that down, because there's no need to worry about all of those flavorings. You know what I mean? I would hate to make recipes and like one person can make them because no one has these ingredients. So one of my plans is to kind of really focus that down. Now I know for you guys in like India and Malaysia and places like that where you guys don't have the majority of flavorings that we have, I understand that it's tough and you want me to use the flavoring houses that you guys get. I'm gonna do my best to try to make content in specific for that. That's probably gonna be like website stuff, but in terms of like mainstream getting the content out there, I think I personally need to kind of keep it a lot more simple and streamlined. Because the last couple of years, we went crazy. Like we were using so many different things and going all over the place, and yeah, it's been wacky. I do want to bring back the reviews, the recipe reviews. We're going to be doing that as well. So if you guys have recipes you want me to critique, feel free to send them over. How we're going to do that is probably just going to be like it's just going to be what I'm not going to focus too much on like how, like this is the show that does that, or we're just going to be subscribed, follow the Facebook group and the website, and you'll know when the content's out. You know what I'm saying? I capped my stash at 200 tops. That's perfect. That's probably where 99% of people are at. Is like, that. There's there's so much stuff in that room right there that it's just stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. Those 2 boxes, those are Capellas. I have like boxes filled with stuff I haven't even touched. And I recently just got into real flavors. Real flavors in terms of like just got into. Meaning like I'm using them and finding like they're all good. They're all good and usable. You can get them. So now there's a whole other line. Real Flavors is a line that's massive. So many flavorings in that company. So I do think it's important to kind of be mindful of that, because you're going to get people that come in and are like, okay, well, I want to make something. I'm like, use Real Flavors this, TFA that, FA this, Capella that, Flavor this. And they're just like, no, I don't want to do that. So I have to just be much more mindful of that. So I understand I understand both sides, and I have to figure out a much better way to kind of release that stuff. So it's just something I got to keep in mind. Nothing really for you guys to care about, it's really my cross to bear is like figuring out how to find that balance. But I'm sure a lot of people, like, especially over the years, we've been doing this for so long. So many of you guys have probably culled your flavorings, especially since you're not making content out of it and you're not constantly, making different recipes and stuff. You're just making a few things that you like. There's no reason to have over 200 flavors, just a little area of your flavorings that you like, and that's all you need. SSA are probably my go-to. Yeah, SSA's been crazy. They've been insane. I'm pretty sure they're changing their lemon tart, by the way. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. In a better way. A lot of new mixers in Canada. Best bang for your buck. Great recipe video. $760, $672. I don't even know, guys. I couldn't even tell you the number. I'm surprised some of you guys know. I would always say Real Flavors. Yeah. I know. I was late to the party. It's not that I was like, I've had them and used a lot of them before, but then once they got sold up, I was like, fuck it. If they're sold off and it's going to be any problem to get them in the US, then I'm not even going to bother with them. And that was kind of like right when they were like kind of bumping. It was a pretty bad time for them, I think. Like, it just didn't make much sense for that to happen, but whatever. But as I needed specific ingredients for things, I'm like, dude, Real Flavors is killing it. Real Flavors has so much stuff. So much good stuff. I only use about 30 consistently. I only use about 5 consistently. 6 or 7. Like, I make obsidian and that's it. It tells you the number in your stash. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Like, automatically doing that. But there's so many flavorings that I haven't used in years. So many. Probably half of what I own I haven't used in so long. They're like, they just never get used and I just have them. But I need to be mindful of that when I make recipes and content. Like, I don't want to just focus on new mixers, right? It's not even about new mixers. It's just about quality of life. And like, when I see a recipe and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but I see it's using ingredients that I have to get, I'm just not interested. And I know you guys aren't either. That's why no one makes for other people's recipes, right? No one really, like, back in the day, 2014, 2015, we didn't use that many flavorings, guys. There was a few flavoring houses that we all used. TFA, Capella, Flavor West, Flavor Art. That was pretty much it. And then Flavor came along. And that kind of really started to open the boundaries of, like, where things were headed. Sure, you had people using Inuera. Sure, you had people using, you know, companies like One on One or Loran's and stuff like that. But if I posted a TFA recipe, it was going to have the main 4 in there. And everyone could mix it up because we're going to use ingredients that almost everyone had. You might not have 1 or 2 obscure ones. Like, I'll never forget when I posted Bro Nuts and everyone bought Joy and you couldn't get Joy. That would happen sometimes, but that's what it was like. And that's when people mixed other people's recipes. But nowadays, it's like, let's just take a look. I'm just actually kind of curious if I can exemplify this in a meaningful way here. Or maybe it's just all in my head. So let's go to here, browse recipes. Let's just take the first one. Let's see. Tobacco butter by Foof. So like, okay, this is not that crazy, but you have Favor Tobaccos and Inuera Gold Ducat. I'm just curious on if like the percentage of people in the chat who can make that recipe just as it is, right? No substitutions or anything. I don't think I have Inuera Gold Ducat. And I do this for a living. I don't think I have it. I might, but I don't think I do. I definitely have the other ones. I'm just curious if anyone could make that recipe. And that was the first recipe that we looked at. Don't have it. See what I mean? That sucks. I have 0 of those. I get it. I get it, dude. I get it. Let's see. Rocky posted Strawberry Bliss. Rocky's usually a Flavora guy, right? Am I crazy? Oh, these are SSAs. So you'd have to have some SSA, which is okay because SSA is pretty easily available. I don't know if all of these are. I'm pretty sure they are. And that's a 1, 2, 3 recipe, so it's meant to be mixed. That, you know what I mean? It's meant to be mixed. Let's see, Toffee Custard by Blazin'. I mean, it's another example of like recipe bloat. Maybe we should call it recipe bloat. Recipe bloat or flavoring bloat or something. Butter toffee, custard premium, Hankson's caramel toffee. I think I actually might have that. I do have horn toffee, vanilla custard 2, French vanilla, Wonder Flavors, ice cream toffee. I mean, I would say 99% of mixers, 99% 9 out of 10 mixers could not make this recipe. They couldn't make it the way that it's supposed to be made. You know, you might be able to substitute things, but maybe that's the answer, guys. Maybe the answer is to be much more forgiving with substitutions. I'm just cooking here. I'm cooking here, but I don't have cassis syrup. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the problem with recipes. This is why no one's mixing recipes. And it's not like these recipes are bad. They're probably all banging. They're probably all fire, which is a good thing. I don't have 7 tobacco. And that's a 1 ingredient recipe. So just cooking for a second, I think a big help could be maybe I'm partially to blame for this, because I've always been very, very strict on saying, like, if you substitute anything in a recipe, it's no longer that recipe. You can't change the percentage. You can't change the flavorings. Sometimes you can't even change the VG-PG ratio, right? But I've become a lot more forgiving for that. But I think maybe we should start making recipes. Or maybe myself. Maybe this is just a thing for me. But maybe I should be much more open to substitutions or offering substitutions. There's got to be a balance. There needs to be some sort of balance there where we can have intricate, fun, new recipes that everyone can make. Please make 1 e-liquid with Bella concentrate. I don't even have them anymore. I don't think I even have the Bella concentrates anymore. I remember the mango being good, so you could just mix the mango. If you like mango, the Bella concentrate mango I think was really good. I think most of their fruits were pretty good. You shouldn't have an issue with the Bella concentrate. And the percentage is around like 5%. So you stick around 5-6%. Some super sweet, you're good to go. Some substitutions really don't change it that much. Yeah. I mean, even if it like, yeah. I think like saying like you need to have this 1 ingredient, I think is okay. These couple ingredients. It's tricky. I don't know. It's tricky. It really is tricky. It's tricky. It is a problem though. It's definitely a problem. Cause like I want to mix other people's stuff too. And I constantly, this is one of the reasons why I hated doing midweek critique. I just never had ingredients that you guys had. And your guys' answer is like, well, just tell us the ingredients that you have. I can't. I'm not going in. I'm not inventorying that. I can't inventory that. It's never going to happen. It's going to take too long. Even though I should. Maybe that should be a New Year's resolution, is to inventory all the ingredients that I own. It would take so fucking long. You have no idea. But then once it's done forever. Once it's done forever. And then I never have to worry about it again. I just have to keep it updated. Well, if you could figure out what brands of flavorings are very similar, if not exactly the same, then they could be added as a substitution. Problem is no one knows what tastes the same. Well, I'm thinking like you do a strawberry milk, strawberry cream. You could swap every single like there's so many substitutions you can do, and you are gonna change the recipe, but it's still gonna kind of be a strawberry cream. I think just being, because I'm pretty good at like knowing like, okay, I think this strawberry could work. I think this cream could work. The problem is when you get to like, when you start to do new things and push the boundaries a bit, that's when things are tough. That's when it's tough. Took me 3 days, but it's worth it. Yeah, I think I will. I think it shouldn't take that long. It should take about a week. 8 hours a day. I don't know. Maybe it won't take that long. It's something to think about. It's something to think about. I like it, dude. This thing's cool, isn't it? Shout out to SX Mini, guys. My friends over at SX Mini. They're like the real first hardware company that like has consistently been cool for me, with me, which is awesome. Any other hardware companies that want to hit me up? I am for sale. Okay, I am for sale. Now SX Mini doesn't pay. They don't pay me anything. They just literally they know that I like their stuff, so they send me stuff, and they know I'm gonna use it, which is a cool relationship. I'm sure they take any sort of input that I have and understand it, but that's as far as that relationship goes. If you're wondering, I haven't taken any money from any flavoring company or anything like that ever, other than like projects that we've done together, which like I did a thing with Flavor Art a while back with like their tobaccos. Obviously I have a relationship with Liquid Barn, you know, in the capacity that we had a relationship. But that's about it. Everything has been self-funded. Self-funded by you guys in the memberships and and client work and stuff like that. That's it. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. But I am for sale. I am for sale. I have another kid. I have 2 kids, guys. I have 2 mouths to feed. So if any hardware people want to send me their stuff, send it. I will be honest. If I don't like it, if I don't like the flavor, maybe that's why. They know I'm going to be honest. They know I'm not going to... They know I don't care about that stuff. So maybe like, our flavor's not that good. And we know that he's going to rip us on our flavor. So let's not send him stuff. That's probably why I haven't gotten many offers. I'm just making shit up. I don't know. David at SX Mini is a good guy. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, they're awesome. SX Mini has been awesome. And they make good shit, bro. They make good shit. If you can get it, you should be able to get this stuff. I can't even do a proper strawberry jam, which really irritates me, as I really like jam. What, you don't like VTA jam, or what's the other one? One-on-one strawberry jam? You don't like those? I mean, they are specific. Yeah, when I wanted to reorganize and looked at the flavors and said, fuck this. Yeah. But I think we should do it. Maybe if I start doing it, you guys will want to do it too. Would you want to see a stream of that? We just turn the camera on and I just start, let's go through this. Boom, let's go through that. It would be kind of boring, but I don't know. Maybe you could do it with me. What time is it? I'm exhausted. Got no sleep last night. Oh, it's about... We'll hang out for a little bit more. STech just released a new 18650 mod. What is it called? Is it the MQ class? This one? I just like the look of this thing. I don't know. I think it looks clean. You know what it kind of looks like? The DIYorDIE mod. The DIYorDIEs. Let's hit the Griffin again. Another thing that's been really bothering me, vaping dries your nose out too. So that just, I think that's been part of the problem too. It's like vaping, the dry air from the winter, plus the dry air from the heater. It's why I did mine when I first started it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I should have done. I should have done that. I did do it a little bit I did start doing it a little bit of many years ago, but I never kept up on it. Starting to get a weird flavor from this. Like a cotton flavor I'm getting. Dry knuckles too, true. True. Oh, I did want to talk about something. Hold on. Someone on the Facebook group brought it up. I think it's important to chat about. Because there are new people. So I can find it here. can't find it. One second. Let me look over here. I can't find it. Did they take it down? I wonder if they took the post down. I can't find it. Anyways, I wonder if they took it down. I don't know why they would. Wait, maybe it's Facebook is such a pile of shit. I hate using this stupid fucking site. Why is it such a disaster to use? I don't know. I can't find it. Anyway, there's a picture of the president. You kind of need the post. It doesn't really make much sense without the post. It was a picture of the president, and like they were talking about like, oh my god, I didn't know any of this happened, and like how President Trump wanted to, I forget what it was. I don't know why I can't find the post. It was just posted. Maybe they took it down. Maybe it got political or something. Let me see. But I did want to remind people, because there's a lot of stuff going on with like Elon Musk and like the like this dismantling of a lot of like US government bureaucracy and institutions and stuff like that. And I do want to point out that it really is a game. Like, I don't know how else to put it in any other way. I disagree with so much stuff that this administration is doing right now, specifically with Elon Musk. However, when it comes to the Federal Drug Administration, the FDA, and the CTP, I think someone, what's her name? Jen sent me a thing too. Something recently was found out about basically how the FDA was like getting a ton of funds from Campaign from Tobacco Free Kids. Here it is. This is FDA gave about $400,000 to Truth Initiative. It gave $195,000 to Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids. It gave $145,000. I don't know if any of this is true. This is just what was sent to me. I haven't fully verified this. I don't doubt it in any way. Honestly, those numbers seem a little bit low to me, to be honest. I don't know where this is coming from. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it. And it gave $145,000 to the Michael Bloomberg affiliated Bureau of National Affairs for Tobacco. We all know about the Bloomberg conspiracy and stuff like that. It's not really a conspiracy. The Bloomberg, what Bloomberg is trying to do with tobacco. He's making that where like Bill Gates, his thing is, vaccines and getting people to, eradicating disease in Africa and stuff like that, and like water supply and stuff like that, and farmland. That's a big Bill Gates thing. What Bloomberg's thing is smoking. His whole thing, his whole philanthropy thing is around smoking. And obviously, since smoking has declined so much, the next target is obviously going to be vaping, right? And now that the vaping has also declined so much, their next target is almost definitely, for a fact, going to be nicotine pouches and nicotine alternatives. Nonetheless, it says these tied to the group go deeper than money, as reported last June. CTP official. I wonder if it's coming from Vape 360 because it looks like the same font. As reported, CTP official Kathy Crosby allegedly improperly solicited gifts in the form of tickets to a gala hosted by the Center for Tobacco-Free Kids. Shortly after chatting at the event with board members of the Truth Initiative, she left CTP to become its CEO, right? Leaving the Center for Tobacco Products, becoming CEO of Truth. Of the $1.2 billion in user fees, so user fees is a different thing. That's essentially what tobacco companies have to pay. In user fees, the FDA has expanded during the previous 4 fiscal years. The agency awarded a whopping 41% to a single entity, a communications company. So while a million applications were languishing in FDA purgatory, while regulated manufacturers dutifully spent untold millions conforming, and while Chinese black market manufacturers were raking in nearly $15 billion in a legal U.S. market, FDA spent over $500 million trying to tell the American public what a great job it's doing. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a Vape 360 article, a Jim McDonald article. Now, I bring that up not to get political, because there was that whole a lot of the reason that the industry is in this mess is because of Trump. We have to remember, Trump initially set in motion a lot of the bad policies around vaping. And then he did that whole vape roundtable. If you don't know what the vaping roundtable was, it was the most interesting, fascinating time in American politics that we all were kind of in the middle of, which is so insane. Like Greg Connolly, when have you ever seen this? I would love to know, because I don't think I've ever seen this ever. When has the president made a national press conference and said, everyone, I'm bringing together leaders of this industry and the opposers of this industry together at a table, and they're just going to yell at each other for an hour? When has that ever? And we're going to televise it, and I'm going to sit here, and you're all going to try to tell me your side of the story. It has never happened. I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen it. I've just never seen that ever happen. It was the coolest thing to witness, because it was just so mind-boggling to see Greg Connolly yelling at what's his name, yelling at the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids guy in front of the president. It was nuts, right? But nonetheless, this all spurned because Trump wanted to build a base. Secretary Azar, his secretary at the time for health secretary, HHS member, he went to Trump. I was like, look, this vaping thing, we can get a lot of political wins from this. So this is what you should be doing with this. And obviously, he didn't understand how much kindling was there. So as soon as Trump started to poke into that, saying, oh, we have to save the kids, he realized there was a whole huge voting block, mostly of his voters, that are going to kind of come at him. And that's why he did that roundtable. And eventually, on record, he's been caught yelling at Secretary Azar, why did you bring me this fucking vaping thing? This is a mess. It's a goddamn disaster. Right? So a lot of the problems that we see facing the vaping industry today are specifically spurned from Trump. This is what he likes to do, is like cause issues that don't need to be caused and then try to come up with solutions for them. Now, we have to hold him accountable, because recently, in order for him to get elected, he specifically said, I'm going to save flavored vaping. If you don't remember. Let me see if I can find the actual tweet. Or anything. I'm pretty sure he tweeted it. Oh, it was this Truth Social post. Here we go. He said, I saved flavored vaping in 2019, and it greatly helped people get off smoking. This was in September 2024. I raised the age of 21, keeping it away from kids. Kamala and Joe want everything banned, killing small businesses, all kind of. I'll save vaping again, right? So I just want to point out that it is all just a game. So you have to understand that to these people, to the elites, to people like Musk and Trump and all of the heads of all of these, these anti-groups like Campaign for Tobacco for Kids, Truth Initiative. It's all a revolving door of bullshit. It's all a game. You have to be willing to play the game. You have to be willing to engage in the game. And sometimes the game is going to change, right? Is Trump really going to save flavored vaping again? Well, we have to make sure that he does, because he said he was going to. He says he'll save it again. So we have to hold him accountable for that. What does that mean? That means getting rid of the entire PMTA process that we know is corrupt and bullshit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So a lot of what kind of the dismantling of the bureaucracy that Elon is doing, while I disagree with so much of it, he shouldn't be meddling in anything, to be honest. He's not an American citizen, right? He's a fucking immigrant. He's not a... He's a foreign national, essentially. He's a foreign national billion. He's basically a George Soros. I don't know his motives. I don't understand what his motives are. It's definitely not to be a good guy. However, we have to play the game. And the game is, if that involves dismantling the PMTA process so that flavored vaping, so at least we can go back and try to form some sensible regulation, which maybe is a pipe dream. Maybe that's a utopia that'll never happen. But we know that the PMTA process is not it. And that's just killing so many small businesses. It's destroyed the industry. It's completely wrecked it. The entire PMTA process, handing all of this industry, all of its money over to China, as well as over to big tobacco. But mainly China has been the big winner in all of these sort of like these deals, right? All of this trade war stuff. China keeps winning against us on that. All of this stuff with the cracking down on flavored vaping. None of that happened. The PMTA just killed all the American companies and let China flood the market with their bullshit, right? It just happened. China is fucking killing us right at the moment. So we have to understand that it's all a game and yada yada, and it's got to be played. And I'm in an optimistic state in terms of flavored vaping. I would love to see a resurgence again. We don't have to have 100 shops in every fucking city, right? We don't need to have all of this craziness going on. But at least having U.S. manufacturers, or I should say U.S. companies, start innovating again and releasing products and making some type of living again in the industry really helps. You know, that'll get back all of the conventions. It'll just be fun again. It'll just end up being fun again. So, nonetheless, it's important to understand that it's important to understand. We've always done this here on this channel. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if you don't like it. But we've always understood that in order for us to maintain what we have and to enjoy the flavors and to enjoy our tobacco harm reduction journey, right? To get off of smoking in the most delicious way possible. In order for us to do that, we have to stay ahead of the curve. We have to know what regulation is coming. We have to know what is going to go on with these companies and how the government is playing a role in that and where we can get our certain products and what that means in terms of like even building a business and building certain things out. We have to understand these things. If you don't want to understand, you don't care about that, you just want to play and mix coils or make coils and mix, that's perfectly fine too. But I do feel it would be irresponsible if I didn't update you guys on what's going on. That way we could just stay prepared and we know, like, we all, like, for a year straight, we knew what was going to happen with the PACT Act and with nicotine and how people aren't going to be able to get it anymore. So if you're having trouble getting it, I'm sorry. We spent an entire year explaining, look, this is what's happening. This is how we can change it. And if you're not stocking up right now, you're fucked. And now, look, obviously in the Facebook group, you have almost 2 posts a week, people asking where to get it. And I can't really help you there. You know what I mean? You might be able to get it. You might not. You might live in a state where you're fucked. You know, we spent an entire year prepping people for this so you can understand, like, the frustration, where my frustration comes in terms of advocacy and just getting the message out to people. Because a lot of people don't care. Again, which is fine, but you just can't complain then if you're kind of left in the dust. So just stay updated. It doesn't take long. We spend like 5-10 minutes, talking about this stuff, just so you know. Maybe you guys didn't know that Trump said this, that he's going to save flavored vaping again. You might not have known that. Now you know. Okay, now you can hold your representatives accountable. Even if you're on the left, even if you're on the far right, the far left, it doesn't matter. What matters is you hold your leaders accountable for the things they say, and you have proof. You know? Is it going to happen? Who knows? But at least you got some leverage. At least you have some leverage. At least you have some sort of ammo. Camera froze? Oh, cool! Oh, cool, guys. This camera has been a bitch today. I'm still... You guys don't like my face like this? Huh? You don't like my face like that? What's up with that? All right. Rant over. Rant completed, okay? Rant completed. I need recipe ideas, by the way, for next week. Let's get some recipe ideas. You don't even have to you don't even have to message me anything. Just make recipes and I'll see it on all the flavors and ELR and stuff like that. Whatever you guys are doing, start mixing and stuff so we can get some ideas. Some good ideas. All right, I have to get this nicotine pouch video out. That needs to be done. That's next week. The recipes next week, and then obviously DIYorDIE live next Friday. That's gonna be fun. Hopefully we have some more hardware to build next week. Let's see what you guys were saying here. Fortunately, we don't have the luxury of not paying attention. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of wacky stuff going on in the US, but this is what Trump needs to listen to Greg Connolly for sure. I think him and RFK will. No. See, this is the thing. This is what you guys have to understand about Trump and about most politicians. They're not ever going to listen. They never listen. They will never ever listen. They're not. They're just not going to listen. What you need to do is offer them a solution to a problem that they can manufacture. You know, that you need to give them some sort of win. You need to make them win in some way. That's the only language they speak. They don't speak in like empathetic, like small businesses were suffering and this was an industry built by small businesses and by creators. And look what it's done on a global scale at curtailing the scourge that is smoking. It's one of the greatest technologies that we ever, they don't care about any of that. None of that matters to them. What matters is like, how can I use this to my benefit? Right? You can't just go to them and be like, you have to demolish the PMTA because it'll help small businesses, and you know they don't really care about that. How will demolishing the PMTA give me a win? You say, look, this was a policy created by libs. Get rid of it because the libs did it. It's bad. Libs are bad. Get rid of it. The libs did it. It's bad. Okay, then now he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to frame, you know, you have to kind of go at him in that way. But Greg Connolly is a very smart political figure. Like he knows what he's doing. You can trust Greg. I really don't know much about RFK other than he talks like this. I really don't know much about him, and I don't know his like how much power he has and like what he can do. It seems like Elon is able to do whatever he wants. So hopefully hopefully someone gets, maybe if you guys want to, you can message him like, listen, the Center for Tobacco Products is a very corrupt organization. Maybe you should think about demolishing it. Maybe that's something we can do. Elon does seem like someone that cares about social media pressure in some way. Like if enough people were to tell him something, it seems like he might actually, I could be wrong about that, but he seems like he would. If there was a social media push against Elon to dismantle the PMTA and the CTP, he probably would. I don't know. Who knows? I am optimistic. Let's see where we are a year from now. I am optimistic as well, 100%. 100%. At least we know at the very least, there probably isn't going to be much more new regulation coming from the FDA. If this PMTA process stays where it is, who knows at like how enforceable it is. We see with what happened with the disposables, nothing really has come of it. That being said, I don't know, we'll see. It's a new dawn, so, and this has always been this way with vaping. Every year it's always been craziness in terms of like regulation and how where the industry is going to go. We want the industry as a whole to do well, because that's how we get new products, and that's how companies can form, and that just builds it out, and it just becomes more fun that way. The last few years haven't been that fun because not a lot of new shit was coming out. It's fun to just get a bunch of new stuff in and new juice, and a shop opens up, you can just walk there. That stuff's fun. I know I'm fucked. I'm in the EU. Nearly everything has been banned in Denmark. Yeah, the EU. What's going on in the EU? Pretty wacky. Make a new critique post in the group if you're doing recipe critiques. That's a good idea, Eddie. I think I will. The vape industry tax generation can reduce the deficit. Yeah, you would think. That's not really how it works, though. Almost all user fees, as we can see with that leak, almost all user fees, any sort of real tax money that comes in, it goes to them. It doesn't benefit us in any way. All of our tax money is completely wasted on bigger businesses. They just steal it all. There's probably going to be it's going to get crazy for sure. Elon, the single richest man on earth, will not solve wealth inequality in any meaningful way. No. Nor does he care to. You know what's crazy about Elon? This is what really turned my opinion on Elon. Because at first I was like, maybe he's just a little wacky, but he does seem like a smart kind of guy. I play Path of Exile. You guys know that I play Path of Exile. You know this. I've talked about it on this channel for so long. I actually play that game. What he did with Path of Exile is unacceptable as a grown man. What he did and what he tried to explain what he did it's physically impossible. If you guys don't understand. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Elon Path of Exile and you'll see all the articles about it. Just know from someone that plays Path of Exile, what he did is physically impossible. Not even the best players in the world could have done what he did. It really, I was just like, what? What? It was so funny though. If they really look into it, probably they will understand and see that 90% of disposable users are kids and Starbucks girls. No, I don't know if that's true. I wouldn't say kids. It is young adults. But mostly the people that use the pouches are kind of in the same era. Like young adults. Sure, there are some underage users, but that you really can't do anything about that. I can't buy any tanks with a volume over 2 milliliters legally. Well, can you do it illegally? The states will still make their own laws on vaping. Yeah, it would be like marijuana though, where they would be in contention with federal law, which means that really that's never gonna happen. At least with marijuana, there's the idea of growing a new industry, like a vast new industry with agriculture and that, jobs and stuff like that. So there's a bigger reward for states to invest in breaking the law in that manner. Not so much with vaping. Not the same thing. Kennedy is a pouch user. Yeah, he is, which is awesome. We need to get him on the Griffin, bro. Let's send our boy RFK a Griffin. SX Mini, can you send RFK this setup? Send him an SL class with a Griffin on top. Fill it with fucking blue magnesium or whatever the fuck he uses. Fill it with like goat's blood. He'll love it. He'll love it. He's an RMT and botting gremlin. What a shock. It was crazy. And he tried to pretend like he knew what he was doing. Like, to get to where he was, the level that he was at, let's put it this way. It would be like, it would be like this. Imagine I've been telling you guys I'm the best running back in the world. I'm the greatest running back in the world. And you see my stats. Oh, boom, 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 boom. I'm better than Saquon Barkley. Right? And you see my stats, you're like, what? Man, this guy's crazy. And then I get on the field, and it literally is just me running with the football as a running back. Like, trying to learn plays. You know what I mean? Like, literally throw me in the NFL as me right now. That it was the equivalent of that. Where it would take you 1 second, you'd be like, oh, obviously all of those stats are a lie, and this guy's a joke. It was the equivalent of that. It's crazy. It was so funny. And for what reason? What is the reason to lie about that? Just playing Path of Exile in and of itself, I thought would be cool if Elon was like, yeah, I like Path of Exile. I'm not very good at it, but I like to play it. That's awesome, dude. That's a very niche, intricate game that a very small section of people would really kind of think is cool. Hey, Linda. We're about to close up here. We're just chilling and hanging out and ranting. I haven't hung out with you guys in a while. And I showed my baby. If you want to rewind a bit, Linda, you can see the little one. You get to playing any games or watching any good shows lately? Yes, we're watching Severance. If you guys haven't watched Severance, it's fucking magnificent. It's a great show. And I'm playing Stalker 2. I just got into Stalker 2. The baby's very good. Yes! Alright. Enough of this camera, dude. I need to learn what's going on with this camera. We'll probably close up shop here in a minute. Yeah, I've been watching Severance, playing Stalker 2, and working. And retraining my body to wake up at a reasonable hour, which has taken so much more effort than I care to admit. Severance is really cool. It's a really cool show. You have to watch season 1. So if you need a new show to watch, guys, check it out. It's really good. Landman? Is that a show? Landman, Paramount Plus. I'll check it out. It sounds interesting. Still, you've been trying to do that for a while. Well, now I've been forced to do it, and I have been doing it. It's just my body is starting to get acclimated to it. It's starting to get acclimated to it. But yeah, it's been a little rough. I actually need a coffee right now. All right, let's close it up. I gotta make some juice anyway. Yeah, guys, here's to starting off to 2025. I'm back in the baby saddle. You can hear. I don't know if you can hear right now. Yeah, if I'll post the critique thing so we can do some more critiques. We'll get back into those. Those I think we do on Friday. So we'll do some critiques on Friday. We'll probably do critiques if I don't feel like building anything. We'll probably do a critique and we'll do a critique and a recipe. Again, if you have like recipe ideas, feel free to just post them or make an ELR or something and make a recipe. Something like, something you always wanted to try out. Try to make a recipe and I'll, tell me about it. And then maybe we could try to make something like that. Just kind of jogging ideas, getting everyone involved again. And then, and yeah, new recipes, full like real recipes on the website, one a week. So for people that aren't members, you're going to get just the recipe. But if you are a member, you're going to get the whole kind of write-up on the recipe, which is fun. One thing I want to do too for members is to put like where to get certain products. I need to do that for members as well. I think I did that a while back, but I think it needs to be updated, so I'm gonna update that as well. Anyways, it was fun. Very optimistic year. And that's it, guys. Keep mixing. Much love. Peace. Shout out to the Griffin. Let me shout out the guy who sent this to me. I forget his name. I think his name is John. Let me just look real quick. I don't know why Facebook does this. I really don't understand Facebook. I truly don't get it. Yes, John. Shout out to John. Thank you, John, for sending the Griffin my way. I really appreciate it. If you guys ever want to send me stuff, feel free. Just let me know. I'll send you my PO. Not bad. Not bad. Bye, guys. Have a good day.